Hello everyone, welcome to our Let's Play series of Sunless Skies. This is Colonel RPG as usual, and I'm very happy that it chose to join me today because this guy has no sun, but the Clockwork Sun. And it's not a very good sun. It hurts. There's a terror right next door. And we can save and go and check it out, which we will do. But I'll first, well actually, yeah, I'll first do this and then I'll do a little bit of save scumming. I think it works like I think it does, but we should be careful. And anyway, let's get to that later on in the episode. For right now, the dock is rarely used. Well, no wonder. And its maintenance has lapsed. There's evidence of rust and metal strain, but only of non-crucial components. It's safe to stop for now. Once inside the dock, the sun's scouring light is diminished. An outpost on the roaring edge of the sun, shielded from malevolent light by an eggshell of stained glass. As you emerge from your train, soot-swaddled engineers gather, plainly astonished by your arrival. Well, they would be. They bombard you with complex questions about how you dealt with dense sunlight and skewed chronosolar fields. Once satisfied, they hand out protective suits to you and your crew. Yours is patched and torn. One boot missing. Well, anyway, I'm gonna shrug into my suit. An engineer sprays you with a substance that smells like lemons gone wrong. Oh my god, I wish it would smell like lemons normally. And searches your pockets. A cursory effort at best. They seem distracted. Sunlight seeps like syrup through cracks in the stained glass ceiling. The floor shudders in time with a churning machinery far beneath your feet. The air has a tang of chemicals, bonfires, and rain. Pistons pump, cogs turn. The soot-swaddled figures tend to the engineery. I think I know what that means. It's just from the engines. It's just the engineery going around, bellowing from over the shrieking metal. And I'm gonna write a port report. Heck yeah, I am. The strength of the sun. Oh no, that matters. Okay. The Clockwork Sun is the preeminent symbol of the Empire's heavenly dominion. The newspapers in London call it enduring, everlasting, and eternal. I wonder if it's, because, like, this makes it sound like it's all radioactive and whatnot, especially with the, I don't know about the smell of things, but I'm pretty sure, phosphor. I wouldn't be surprised if Lemons Gone Wrong have phosphor in them, and phosphor is good against anti-radiation, I think. I think it's what you use to, to keep the ionizing radiation to your stomach rather than to the rest of your body. You eat phosphor. I'm not really sure, though. But I think I see a lot of allusions to things that kind of sound like radiation, so that could be either a fusion reactor or a fission reactor. And if it is a sun, then it would be a fission reaction. Can a sun not have fission, I wonder? Huh. Is that the definition of a star? But then again, if it were a fission reactor, it would be in a lot larger scale than this one. I don't think it would work quite like this. But anyway, it's kind of cool. In response to your questions, the engineers shrug. The day dawns, the sun brightens. The night comes, the sun dims. What more is there to say? Some of them seem so exhausted they can barely stand. They insist it's proximity to the sun that affects their sleep. Yeah, well, you'll get used to it. So, head toward the sundial-shaped building. Descend to the vaults beneath the surface. Visit the Glasshouse. Well, I kind of wanted to, first off, take care of all of my selling things. A solitary foreman asks you to wheel the tea through empty corridors to a storeroom. It is stacked with identical unopened dust-covered crates. Either the Sun's engineers don't like the tea, unthinkable, or there are fewer of them than is presumed. Yeah, it's naturally, of course, that's the case. And I'm also going to sell the few, that's actually a lot of money that I'm getting there. Industry-approved literatures that I can, and I can also buy some of these, which is good. I don't need to, but, I mean, it is good. Let's see, we can't get more. I suppose I can get a little bit of fuel, just in case, because it does go away a little bit too fast. And that's a shame that I can't sell those, but I don't know where to buy them. So, Sunspur is the name of this place. The Clockwork Sun, let's go in there. Wait, did I lose terror? Did I see that? No, I did not. I just saw it. Yeah, it's all fine. Let's head toward the sundial-shaped building You'll be the sequencer's new favorite project, one of the engineers tells you. I'll keep him out of our hair. It'll keep him out of our hair for a while. Azimuth is an enormous sundial without shadow, its roof topped by a golden sharkfin gnomon. I don't know what a gnomon is. I'm not even sure the G is mute, but it probably is. There are still racks of yellowed pamphlets on the walls. It once served as a kiosk, selling tickets to sunspotters, the pilgrims and tourists that were expected to flock here. These days, it is more like a temple. Frescoes on the curved walls depict the triumph of the new sun over the old. Really? I have gained yearning. Burning. I might not want that. That's not the first time I see that. I wonder what that is for. This is bad, isn't it? The engineers do sound a little bit special, don't they? A sequencer has a request. Together, we can help the less fortunate, he says. You will be compensated for your time. Oh, I'm getting new things. There are many poor souls out there in need of our help. Beleaguered, ignorant masses. I've never met them, but I am assured they exist. He pauses to wipe his eyes. When we lift them from their contemptible state, perhaps they will come to appreciate the greatness of the sequence. I'm sure there's a deeper subtext to this thing over here, but I can't see it because I don't know enough of British history, I suppose. He sends an orderly to fetch a wooden crate. Once it's set down before him, he wraps the lid proudly. 600 manuals on how to correctly tie a bow tie. Oh yeah, the subtext is plainly evident. Anyway, deliver these to Brabazon Work World, and I'm sure they will be immensely benefited by their improved understanding of etiquette. Well-intentioned package. Yeah. How does that go? The road to hell is paved with good intentions? Well, I guess good intentions and well-intentions. No, there's no such thing as a well-intention. It's a good intention. Well-intentioned... You need to say well rather than good because it's intentioned, which is an adjective. Whereas intention is a noun, so it is good. Because, actually, yeah. There's also a distinction. I'm not good enough at grammar, and I certainly don't know the English names of any of this. There's a distinction between what the word well is and what the word good is. Both are adjectives, I think, but I'm not. But there's different names for those types of adjectives. I'm gonna, probably want to. You unlock this with a terror. I unlock this with a terror. I have a terror. Is this gonna lower my a terror? Also, I needed crew. Why? This is not good. Let's not go there right now. I don't want to read it right now. Ask the dazzled sequencer about his role on the sun. The only other people up here are disturbed prisoners and exhausted engineers. I am a priest of the new sequence, declares the sequencer. The brightest truth, the wildfire that has swept Albion, he points out at the expanse of the sun. There burns a beacon, a savior, an aspect of God. We venerate the Clockwork Sun and its immortal architect, our Empress. I'm here to greet pilgrims and safeguard the souls of our engineers. Azimuth is also the only access route to the sun-shattered dome, an exhibition hall that was built back when we received more visitors. The dome is terribly dangerous, and I advise you to avoid it, no matter how much you hear about the priceless artifacts inside. Did I get... Yeah, I got that already. No, I didn't read this one, though, but I did get it before. A figure in a yellow-collared protective suit is delivering a sing-song sermon to mostly empty pews. The dazzled sequencer looks up, delighted at your approach, and hurriedly wraps up his speech. He offers you tea with a flash of 2 white teeth. I wonder if radiation also does that, or something. I suppose I understand now why I shouldn't request access to the sun-shattered dome. This is gonna do mean things to me. Beyond Azimuth, which is where we are, Azimuth. Is it Azimuth? It is Azimuth, yes. It would be because it's English. So, Azimuth is the... So there's the zenith, and then there's the azimuth. And the zenith is when the sun is at its higher point. I don't know what the Azimuth is, but I would say it's at night. And it's obviously the name of the town, not really a thing. But it is interesting, I like it. Beyond Azimuth lies the maze of abandoned exhibition halls, crowned by a magnificent broken dome. I keep thinking my terror is going down. Oh boy. The state of my suit? Oh no. The sequencer obviously takes his role as gatekeeper seriously. He fusses around you, checking you and your crew's gear, tugging on straps, checking for rips, wiping your stained glass goggles with a silk handkerchief. All the while, he spouts an endless stream of warnings. Don't enter the Shalimar. Never travel in a group of 3 or fewer. And resist the... really? Of 3 or fewer? Of 3? Oh, that's interesting. I was taught that you shouldn't travel... when when going out and stuff like that, fewer than 3, but 3 is ideal. Well, for work anyway. You can have more, and that's good, but 3 is ideal. That's the ideal number. Anyway, well, at least in certain circumstances. And resist the urge to sing, no matter how fiercely your throat burns. And for sequence's sake, watch the condition of your suit. With that, he pats you on the back, hands you a brochure, and sends you through the heavy iron door to the dome. Oh no. Return to safety. I like that. I like all of this. Oh no, that's terrible. I don't... Exhibition halls built to accommodate sunspotter tourists and sequence pilgrims, and abandoned after the dangers of the sun became impossible to hide. Priceless paintings hang in bleached rags. Magnificent relics have been left to accumulate glittering glass dust. Is anything still intact? The stained glass sky has collapsed. And unfiltered sunlight gnaws savagely at your hazard suit. It is currently undamaged, though a little shabby. Soon you stumble upon a gleaming forest of glass sculptures. As you get closer, you realize they were once tourists, from back when the exhibition was still open to the public. What were they clustered around? I am gonna search elsewhere, because if I pick my way through the glass, I'm gonna rip my suits. It will cost valuable time and entail greater risk, but treasure beckons around the next corner. You know it. So it's the same description. Yeah, the first 3 paragraphs are the same description. A scream! One of your crew is staring in horror at her hand, which has suddenly shriveled and sprouted liver spots. The light can do strange things to the flow of time, and you seem to have stayed in a bad patch. I don't want that, though. I'm not really sure what the damage is to this. Look at that. What? There's no downside? I mean, I can't do much, to be fair. You find your path blocked by a tangle of bleached white foliage. The Shalimar garden exploded from its greenhouse long ago, feeding furiously on the sun's light until it swelled to a jungle. But I'm gonna search elsewhere, because those things are bad. So I have... Oh, maybe this is nice. You come upon what looks like a glittering gold carousel, but instead of horses, it features glass bottles as tall as you. They are each filled with a near impenetrable liquid, and within dark shapes writhe sluggishly. So there's no heart checks. 46 is not as good as the 62 that we had before when the scream came up. And soon you enter a gleaming forest. That's the ones that are people. The carousel. This is interesting. It shouldn't work like this, I feel. But, like, you should not be allowed to do this. In fact, if you are meant to do this, you should be allowed to choose where you want to go. So I'm just waiting now for the scream. Oh, this is new. No. The impossible... Yeah, the near impossible, impenetrable liquid. Yeah. Oh, for a moment there, I thought I had a scream there. This is the carousel. I can do this. Search elsewhere. It's a little bit weird. Bad patch. That's the one. Okay. Yeah, we can do this. 65. And somebody is about to die. Yeah. If you're careful, you can avoid the worst of it. Partial success. I can get Bombazine or a crew member. You guide your crew through the patch of lumpy time. Once everyone is through, you find yourself in an area of the dome seemingly untouched by previous explorers. A quick search uncovers an intact exhibit, a shroud of fabric that, even here, ravenously consumes light. On the... That's interesting. Bombazine is not that dark, but it is... I'm sure a lot of you that are watching right now have had Bombazine clothing. Some of you even have still Bombazine clothing, because it's not as common right now these days, at least in Europe anyway. So it's basically a bit of a mixture of velvet and so it's not as velvety as velvet, I guess, if you can understand what I mean by that. But it's like it's a mixture of linen. Not linen, what's the word? Is it linen? Yeah, it is. Yeah, linen. I think, yeah, linen? Silk, yeah, okay, so yeah, it's a mixture of linen and velvet. It's sort of a weird thing. I'm sure, I don't know what it is, so I'm just saying from experience, I had some pants made out of it. And I think I had a jacket as well, I'm not really sure. Anyway, it's a thing, it's pretty hot, it's pretty warm. So, because it's all velvety and stuff, so, yeah. And linen is also pretty warm as well. On the return journey, however, you run into trouble. The stoker carrying the Bombazine makes a misstep and begins to wail as his leg withers and rots beneath him. Unbalanced, he falls forward, and the Bombazine trembles from his grip. Well, you are missing a leg, dude, so in the split second available to you, your economic instinct triumphs. Which does, because their crew members are... I needed to lose somebody so I could buy some more. That's just how it goes. You wince at the crew member's infinitesimally brief scream. In an instant, all that's left of him is dust and bone fragments. Well, at least he didn't suffer. There you go. The rest of your crew whisper angrily behind your back. Yeah, but I got Bombazine. And it's thirsty. Who doesn't want... Like, of course. Also, again, terror, but that's fine. It's so good. It's not a problem. Your suit has been damaged. A few panels have loosened and the joints are fraying. Well, thank you very much. Scream. We can do that again. Absolutely. I failed this time. Well, I guess we're going to find out what happens. Your attempt to guide your crew through the patch of lumpy time, but the dangerous areas are subtle and difficult to spot. You make a terrible misstep, and your hazard suit takes the worst of it. Leather straps wither, and the iron framework of your rigging rusts to nothing. The suits... Again, terror, yeah. The suit sags around you like a deflated football. It's too dangerous. Your crew simply refuse to go any further, and they get very upset. Which means that I actually lost 2 points by doing that. Yeah, let's return to safety, because I can't do anything else. Because even if I succeed, I lose 1 point. Very interesting. Very interesting place. I mean, it's a shame that I lost the... Yeah, it's a shame that I lost the terror, but, you know, I also got Bombazine, so, you know, that's all good. And it's thirsty to begin with, so there you go. I don't know what that's for, though. Wait, maybe I do know it. No, I need some of those items for... Okay. You risk a direct glance at the Clockwork Sun. It is the gold of toffee wrappers and fire. So it changes. I think it pushes me back. The color aberration is pretty cool. I do enjoy color aberration. Oh, look at that! I can see it. It's like a thing in there. It's pretty cool. Huh. And now, return to the title screen. Are you sure you want to quit? Last visiting dock. Yeah. Yeah, so I just wanted to see that. Because, of course, I wanted to see that, right? We wanted to see that. And we also don't want to go into the... It didn't damage us or our terror all that much. So, this thing looks like the icon for fixing stuff. I did the thing already. Why am I getting this again? Is that where we were? Yes, it is, actually. Interesting. So we didn't go to the Glasshouse. Or, yeah, I forgot about the other things. There's a dozen signs warning you to stay away, each more insistent than the last. The engineers shout, but they're too busy to stop you. An isolated section of the abandoned exhibition halls has been repurposed to hold not treasures but prisoners. Each wears a gray smock rather than a protective suit, leaving them utterly undefended from the ravages of sunlight. They sit slumped in unlocked cells, making no effort to escape. Where would they go? Some of the prisoners are shining at the seams. Some have eyes of curdled glass. A fractured face turns to watch you. A few are singing in praise of the sun, mouths bloody and throats tattered. You should perhaps be horrified, but the song wraps tender cords around your mind and numbs you. Glass crunches underfoot. When you lift your boot, you discover a cracked ear beneath them. So I can speak to the prisoners, and that's a hearts check. And it also... yeah, they either scream or sing. You may not get anything halfway lucid from them. You root out one of the newer prisoners, a woman whose mind isn't entirely fractured. Her eyes are shining gold, her fingertips pearlescent. With a calm manner and firm words, you momentarily manage to stop her singing. With a newly focused gaze, she tells you what she has seen. Men shattered, men unmade. It hates us, she says, staring at her glass-tipped fingers. And I gain 2 tales of terror. I have so many of them. I don't even know where to take them. Yeah, well, I know that some places like them, but I don't remember. I should probably note down all of these things. Like, if you want to play this game really well, you note down what you can do with every single thing. Because the game doesn't actually write it down. I suppose you could write it in the journal. No, you can't. That's not what that journal is for. Yeah, that would be really cool if we could write down in the game, have notes. But anyway, or like tooltips, or not tooltips, but like post-its, and just splatter things over there. Actually, this would be a nice place to have like a journal with tabs. That probably isn't very hard to mod in fact, because it's not related to the game. You can access it at any time. You just click over here. It's an overlay, effectively. Huh. I'm sure that exists. I'm sure that's a thing. Especially because those overlays usually work very well with the game. Like if you wanted to work on as shortcuts for like anything that can be visible in the screen and it working inside or reading from the game and all that, it just works easily because it's overlay, so you can, from a modding perspective, it works. Anyway, yeah, so bad things. I'm gonna approach the half glass empty. Wait, what? Half glass? What? Only one cell is locked, and the man within is neither singing nor screaming. The left half of his body is shimmering translucent. Only the flesh and muscle of his left half has vitrified, not the bones and blood within. The glass is suffused with 1,000 fine frozen capillaries, like delicate red cracks running through ice. He fixes you with an anguished stare. Get me out of here. He seems to have a face. He seems to be a person. So he might be a companion or something. I like that it's a heart. Why is his cell locked and he's alone? The other ones are not. This was an exhibition hall once, never a prison. An engineer must have had to install those bars, especially for him. The others would not leave even if they could. Their minds are lost. The empty, that's him. He's the half glass empty. That's his name. This game loves puns in the names of everything, because he's made out. He's half glass, and his name is empty. I love it. I need to tweet at them. I need to ask who came up with this one. The empty attempts a one-sided shrug. And well, the Empire sent me here because I was smuggling sunlight from beneath, back before the horizon closed. When I sold it, I told my customers that the light from the Clockwork Sun was toxic and true sunlight was the only cure. Ended up causing a minor panic in London. I think one of the engineers locked me in because he took offense of my criticism. Although, he gestures at his vitrified body, I stand by it. I will agree. A barely perceptible nod. The glass in his neck creaks. Oh, he nods. I think he might nod. Thank you. His voice is hoarse, and he speaks in barely a whisper. You will need to find a permit for my release and present it to the steward. Forged, legitimate, I don't care. You'll need 3 ministry-approved permits, which I think I have. I think I have those. I have 4, in fact. No. Dang it. Gimme. Okay. Invitations to Perdurance. Come on. No, I don't have any. Do I? No. God. Okay. And present him to the broken steward and secure a half-glass empty's release. So this is a quest immediately. And I'm just gonna write down Clockwork Sun. Because that's where we need to go for this particular quest. But I don't know if I can get... Yeah, it doesn't really matter if they're forged, because they just get added over there, as far as I can tell. I'm gonna hurry away. You've left the prisoners behind. So why do you still hear their songs? I can also go to the Terpsichore Vault. But we'll do that next episode because we're out of time for the day. So for right now, I'm Colonel RPG, and this has been Sunless Skies. I really hope you've enjoyed it. And if you did, go ahead and leave a comment. Like the video if you want to see the next episode come out sooner rather than later. But above all, thank you so much for watching, and I hope I'll see you next episode. Bye-bye.